Yo, what up guys? Kira here, back at it again, and this video is going to be pretty much to help people that want to get better in pubs. This is specifically for BO2, but I will do one on BO3 too as well for different game modes. But this one's for search specifically because you got to play a certain way if you want to really do good. Like for example, right now, you play slow on defense. Don't try to rush up too much unless you know you can get the flank on them. So like right here, I'm just being really patient, waiting for people to come to me. Don't try to really pass into their spawn. Usually just stay behind the half map. Yeah, I'm being patient. See, I was being patient there, so I got 2 kills right off the bat. And you know, and pay attention to where your teammates are so you know where to look. Also right here, see, I see him, but I don't contest him because I know I'm going to get killed. Be careful when you're getting shot at. If you don't think you're going to make that gunfight, don't even bother going for it. Wait till you reload or try to outsmart them going around. Just, you know, play very, like, cautiously, but still aggressive, if that makes sense. Alright, as you see right here, I'm using an SMG. For me, it's like a big game of chess. You just got to see how the enemy plays throughout the rounds and then adjust accordingly. Like for me, they were staying back, they weren't really pushing, and they weren't really focusing on their middle. So I decided to use an SMG, and look, I get a triple kill right here. And it's pretty easy to predict where they were going to go. And like I say, you pay attention on the minimap where your teammates are. So one, if you see them die, you know where the enemy's going to relatively be. There's a lot of thinking all at once when it comes to playing. When you see a teammate die, you need to figure out which way the enemy could possibly go after he killed your teammate. And then from there you can decide, like, am I going to move this way or does my teammate have it? It's like a chess game. You got to make quick decisions, but you also got to think about 100 different things at the same time. Some other good tips, you know, playing on a lower sensitivity. You know, you do that, you can be more accurate with ARs. If you like SMGs, maybe, you know, increase your sensitivity by a little bit. Like when I use ARs, I usually play on 5, but when I use SMGs, I usually go up to 9. Another thing here, if you see them planting, you don't have to kill them right away. If you just wait for them to plant and then kill them, you get more points for killing them and then also defusing on top of that than just having to kill them and end the round. I'm just saying it helps you get towards your streaks faster, you know? And here's another instance. I see him, I miss a lot of shots, and he's going to come shoot at me back, but I decide to get cover real quick while I reload, and then I get the strafe. That's another good tip. If you run stock on any ARs, it will help you so much. You'll win so much more gunfights when you aim in and then move left and right at the same time as you're shooting. Because you're tricking the enemy because you're moving left and right really fast while they're trying to shoot at you. And most people that don't have that much gun skill can't really keep up with all that at once, and they'll most likely lose the gunfight because of it. And I'm going to talk more on this, but as you can see, that guy I was shooting at, he went to the left. So there's literally only 2 places he could have possibly gone. He either went boiler or he went underground. And this is where your gut comes in. You got to, you know, make a decision and, you know, kind of use process of elimination to understand where he could be the most, and I obviously picked right.
Our strength has prevailed. Get ready for the next round.
Alright, next up is nade spots. It's really good to know nade spots because you get that first pick and you can already take out one of their enemies, so that's just one less person to deal with. And on top of that, as you can already see, I'm on defense, so I'm also staying back. Just try to keep that mentality every time you play a game. If it's defense, don't really rush unless, you know, you're obviously gonna win. Predicting people is really big, just like knowing where they're gonna go so you can either pre-aim, you know, pre-fire, nade them, just anything really, like you can see here. And another thing right here, I cooked my grenade and I saw him rushing too fast for my grenade to hit him, so I bounced it off the wall and still ended up getting the kill. You just have to have a quick reaction time so then you know what you're going to do before he kills you. And that also doesn't mean just like while you're in a gunfight. This also means while you're playing the whole game. If you have quick reaction time into knowing where the enemy team's going to run, because that's what I do a lot, I predict where the other team's going to be, and that's how I move around the map. If you learn how to get really good at that, then you don't even really need to have too much gun skill. If you're smarter than the other player and you already know where he's going to be before he gets there, then you already have a one-up on him. Also right here, watching the bomb is really good. You don't have to just stare at the bomb, but if you're close enough to where you can peek at it every like few seconds, you can see where the enemy is going to be. If it's closest to one bomb and there's not that much time left, then you know he has to go to that bomb. I'm just saying, looking for the bomb after you kill anybody is really helpful because one, you can call it out to your teammates so not everyone is spread out all over the map. And then everybody can be in a closer proximity to the bomb, so if someone dies, you can just get a pick. Because getting picks is really important. If you have a teammate that's close enough to you, after you die, they can kill the enemy for you, then that means your death wasn't really in vain, pretty much. That means you at least took down the enemy with you, so you pretty much traded kills. It's also really helpful to know like what is wallbangable in maps, because I don't know about you guys, but I run FMJ when it comes to search on my M8, so pretty much any AR. As you can see in this instance right here, if you feel like you're not going to win the gunfight, while you're shooting, move into cover, but still keep your aim on them, so then they lose sight of you, but you don't really lose your sight of them, if that makes sense. And if you could tell, a lot of my teammates were dying and a lot of activity was happening on the other side of the map. So it's pretty clear to see that the other bomb's going to get planted. So that's why I'm, pushing their spawn now. It's because I'm working my way around to A because, that's where most of the activity was. And as you can see, A obviously gets planted. And this is one of the hardest parts, is trying to find that last one or two guys after the bomb's been planted. But jump shotting is really going to help, as you can see right here. Like, I'm being really cautious and checking corners, but as soon as someone starts shooting at me, bam, you jump right at them. Even though I had a slower sensitivity, I still won the gunfight because of the jump shot. Alright, my last tip for this video is going to be sniper picking. So you don't got to be the best sniper, you just got to find the main sniper spots where you can pick off like people from, obvious main routes. And remember to always run overkill, because you don't know who's going to push you. Just for example right here, you don't know who's going to push you right after, so you need to be able to switch right to your secondary and then pick whoever's trying to shoot you right after that. But yeah, those are my tips for S&D pub stomping. There's probably more, but these are just the ones that I could think of right off the top of my head. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, whatever you want to fucking do. Doesn't matter. But and if you're new, I upload every 1 to 2 weeks now. So yeah, peace.